You know, the way the media are going to push it, they're going to say that it's a big upset for Brendan Rodgers that Chris Davies has decided to join Tottenham Hotspur. And I think the fact that the new and coming Celtic manager had decided to take a year out of the game anyway, I think Chris Davies had probably looked at other jobs before Brendan Rodgers was even spoken to about the Celtic job. So I don't see it as a big deal. I think the fact that Celtic are going down a different route and trying to keep Kennedy and potentially maybe bring in Scott Brown also. I think the Chris Davies thing is just the media making a story out of nothing. This time of night, we're still waiting for the announcement. Celtic, what are you doing? Just get it out. So I think Celtic are probably waiting to either do it tomorrow afternoon or Saturday morning so they can get fans to the ground again. But in this video, we're going to talk about some players who face an uncertain summer. Especially with Brendan Rodgers set to arrive. He will want to spend big this summer, but there's players that have been out on loan that will be back at Celtic this season, next season, and they won't know if they're going to get in the team or not, or will they go back out on loan. One of them is obviously Liam Scales. Liam Scales did absolutely fantastic up in Aberdeen, obviously with a goal against the Sevco was probably the highlight of his season up there, but he's admitted that he was going on holiday and he doesn't know what Celtic have planned for him, so there was no point jumping ahead. That was the last thing he said. Ozaguide, he's an Air Celtic defender that was out on loan last season, and the Belgian top side. He had an up and down bit of a season, but they weren't able to afford him for any permanent deal. So Stephen Welsh is another one that's at Celtic. Another defender. There was interest in him going out in January of a loan signing, but nothing really happened to that. He's 23-year-old. What do you think about Welsh? Is it time for Welsh to go? The suggestion that he might be sold with a buyback option, which would be good for Celtic because that will let him go out and get some game time with another team. And I think the buyback option could be a good thing if the price is right, obviously. And then you've got James McCarthy. James McCarthy, he still has 2 years left on his contract, but could Brendan Rodgers keep him around just because of the experience that the guy has in the game? Another one, you've got Liam Shaw. He was one of the first signings under Ange Postecoglou, and he was on loan at Motherwell, and then done in Morecambe. He's got 2 years left on his contract. I don't think Liam Shaw is going to be one that will come back to Celtic. The same as Sorrow. Sorrow was the player that was billed to replace Scott Brown. Remember those crazy thoughts. After struggling, he seemed to make an impact when he was on loan in Portugal, but then he struggled a bit again and fell down the pecking order. He's got a year to run as well. And then there's David Turnbull. David Turnbull, you've got to remember, is only 23-year-old. Some people say he's not Celtic quality. He did have a good couple of seasons, but you can say last season was one of his best ones. He didn't get a lot of game time. Then you've got Ajeti, the goal machine that is Ajeti. What can we say about him? What can you not say about him? I think people just want him out the door. And then probably the one that will come back, who is playing for Ireland, is Mikey Johnson. Mikey Johnson made his debut under Brendan Rodgers at the end of the 2016-2017 campaign. He only played 80 times over the following 5 seasons. Postecoglou allowed him to move it on loan to Portuguese side last season, and he had a fantastic season by all accounts. He's only 24-year-old as well. He admitted he would love to return to Celtic Park, and he says that it's the club that he's always supported, and he says whatever happens next year will happen, but he wants to play in every game. I'm talking about Mikey Johnson. He's obviously wanting to make a mark with the Republic of Ireland this weekend. The player can keep fans on the edge of their seats sometimes, as a rare commodity, this report says. And it was the Ireland manager Stephen Kennedy says that he's got a growing reputation, has Mikey Johnson, and he says he hopes that he makes his mark with Ireland during the Junior International in Greece and Athens. So there's not a lot of stories going about. I'm just checking the Celtic Twitter feed, and there's nothing come out new. That's one of those things. Celtic are just going to announce it on Friday or late Friday evening or Saturday morning. You know what they're going to be like. They want to get people at the stadium to welcome Rodgers back, and I've got a hangover, to be honest. I was out celebrating last night. You've got to celebrate winning the league. You've got to keep on celebrating. We've got to keep on celebrating. You know, winning the league isn't easy. And on that note, have a great day, Celtic fans all around the world. As soon, if the story breaks, if it breaks, it's not going to break this evening, but if it does, I'll get back on and we'll do a video. If not, I'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll come up with an update. But then it looks like it will be either tomorrow afternoon that Brendan Rodgers will be confirmed as Celtic manager, or is there a late spanner in the works? I doubt it. There's no late spanner in the works. They're just sorting out these backroom stuff. If not, it'll be a Saturday morning announcement. You usually get wind of these things when the press conferences get called, but I don't even think that's been called yet. So on that note, have a great day, Celtic fans all around the world.